Alright, well, here I am at the trailhead of the Highlands backpacking trail in Algonquin Provincial Park. I'm going to stay at Provoking Lake for the next 2 nights. We'll see how that goes. It's my first solo trip, so I hope I don't get too creeped out at night. Spoke to some people who just came off the trail now, and they said that they didn't see any bears or moose or anything, so probably going to be quiet. It's raining, which is a bit unfortunate, but I'm well prepared for that. I just hope I manage to find some dry wood for a fire tonight. That's the game. Let's set off. Well, I don't know how well this is going to come out on video, but the view through the trees here is absolutely mind-blowingly spectacular. It is so pretty. You can just see the rolling hills on the other side and all the crowns of the trees turning orange. Just standing here on a rock outcropping to get a better view. This is definitely the Highlands Trail for a reason. I've climbed up a decent amount of uphill to get here, but the view is totally worth it. Right, I'm on the wooden bridge here on the way. I'm not sure what river this is. I'm badly informed. But the falls behind me, these little rapids here, quite wonderful. It's been a pretty good trip so far, not too hardcore, a couple slippery bits, but overall kind of reasonable. And I'm going to continue on. Got a little ways to go still until I get to camp tonight. Well, I don't know if you can see this on the camera, but man, there are some steep sections of this trail. This is quite a climb here. And I gotta go up and over those rocks as well. Whew, I think it doesn't come through very well, but it is properly steep here. Luckily not too wet actually with the rain. Kind of reasonable traction, and I have trekking poles, which are helping a lot as well, because it's not an easy climb. So this is my first look at Provoking Lake. Finally here. This is just a little bay. The lake itself is much bigger. I hopefully have some really nice views from my campsite, which is just around the point over there, I think. But it looks beautiful. It looks lovely. Well worth a bit of a trek to get here. Definitely some steep bits. Hopefully tomorrow is a little easier, but I have no hope on that really. It's probably going to be about the same. But yeah. Looks like a lovely spot. Beautiful photos here as well, and you can just see the spectacular colors behind me. Such a good time to come here, and the rain has stopped, which is really nice. So we should have a bit of dry weather tonight. I don't think it's going to rain again until maybe early tomorrow morning. Now I just got to find some dry firewood once I get camp set up. Again, you probably can't see just how steep this is, but trust me, that's a bit of a freaking climb when you've been hiking for a while and the rocks are a little slippery. Whew, a little tricky, but damn, just gotta get that hard running before I get close to my campsite, I suppose. Alright, I've arrived at my campsite for the night. This is at Provoking Lake East. I have not seen anyone else going out today. I only saw a few people in the parking lot coming back, so pretty quiet, although it's relatively early. I think it's about 3 p.m. because I got here at a reasonable time. I left home pretty early this morning, so yeah, we'll see. There might be a few more people, but either way I think they'll be quiet. There's a lot of solo hikers on the trail coming out today, but this is a beautiful spot. I'm so glad I managed to get it. It's kind of a little further into the bush, so I skipped the first site on the advice of some people I met in the parking lot, made it to the second one, and at first I saw the site which is kind of right by the trail, but it doesn't look great. It's kind of not very nice, really. It's a bit sheltered, I suppose, if it's really cold or windy, but this site, if you just walk through the trees a little bit, this is the one which is marked on Google Maps as being out on the point, and I mean, just look at the view. This is a pretty spectacular spot. I am very, very happy to be here. I think it's going to be a fantastic night. Hopefully nothing creepy makes any creepy noises, but I think it'll be pretty awesome. I got camp set up and got a fire on, but geez, it's a bit of a recalcitrant fire again. That's what happens when it rains, and I think because it's late in the season, a lot of people have been out all the wood, so you know, it's a lot of damp stuff. I had to go quite far out back that way down the trail to find some wood, but with any luck it'll make just enough coals to cook my steak for dinner. I got the bear hang set up just back there, and yeah, hopefully now I can just kind of relax a little bit, have some electrolytes, and hopefully have a little relaxing time by the fire. Okay, a little bit of a smoky fire here, but managed to get a steak done, and it looks pretty good. Whew. Hopefully I managed to avoid overcooking it, but it is a little tricky on a bushfire like this with a small grill. But we'll have a look in just a second. Try to flip the grid over so I can burn it nice and properly. Looks pretty good to me. Looks pretty good to me. Got my campfire going here. Only have a little bit of wood left, so basically I'm just going to sit by it until it burns out and make sure it's not going to cause any trouble, and then I'm probably going to turn in. It's been a busy day, very tired, ready to get some sleep. My steak was delicious. It was really, really good. Yeah, it's just been a busy day, and I've got a longer hike tomorrow over to the other side of the lake, and then I'm going to see what the firewood situation is there. If it's as difficult to find wood, I might even just forgo a campfire, but ideally I would like to make one, so we'll see what we can find. I'll try and take note of good trees, good like blowdown or dead standing on my way into camp, and then at least I'll know where to look. I'll catch up with you guys in the morning. Okay, it's morning here on Provoking Lake. There's some guys in a canoe out fishing early this morning. I'm sure that's a good time. I'm already making some coffee, so it's not super early, but it's still pretty chilly this morning, but not too bad. I don't need to wear a jacket or anything, but it is just a spectacular view. This place, I mean, it's a bit of a hike to get here, some uphills and that, but it's totally worthwhile, and it's so nice to see the fall colors. Just have a look at this. It's also really nice to have some sun this morning and dry out my tent and everything. And hopefully it's actually going to be clear today. When I checked the forecast yesterday, it was supposed to rain a little bit and be a little cloudy until this afternoon, but this morning it looks fantastic. So I'm just gonna hope it stays that way. So I have my camp packed up, ready to set off for today. Got a bit of a long hike today, 8 kilometers, which doesn't sound like much, I'm sure, to you long haul hikers out there. But for my hefty ass, that's a good long walk. Hopefully not too many steep bits. From what I saw on the map, it's only 1 or 2 steep parts going up, 1 or 2 steep bits going down. But I'm basically going to hike all the way around. I hope you can see this. All the way around this side of the lake, around there, and I think just about over there is where my campsite's going to end up being. There or there, somewhere on that side of the lake. The fall colors are spectacular here. It's so nice to see. It's like right in the middle of the transition. The orange and red at the top, and then yellow and green as you come down towards the bottom. Very pretty trail is. Difficult though. I still got about 4 kilometers or so to go before I get to camp for the night. Well, I finally arrived at my campsite for tonight a little earlier. I didn't film much, so I just was feeling a little bit used up. Had a real tough hike on the way here, about 8 kilometers or so. A lot of uphills, a lot of steep stuff, and it was actually surprisingly hot today. Very warm, around 20 degrees or so, and very high humidity, I think, from the rain yesterday. So the path was a little boggy in places, although that wasn't too bad. Mainly the uphills were tough, and yeah, so I just took some time to hang out, have lunch, and just kind of relax. I had a little swim over here. So let me show you what campsite looks like. It's a pretty good view. I think not quite as good as last night, but still pretty awesome. I managed to find a dead standing tree nearby, so I hope it's not too punked out. I hope it'll burn nicely. We'll find out. But at least the firewood mission was easy today. I didn't have to go very far from the site. Yeah, gonna try and make some pesto pasta for dinner tonight. Shouldn't be too much trouble. Just gotta boil some water up, boil up some pasta, and yeah, hopefully I'll have a nice little campfire and a relaxing evening. I'm gonna turn in pretty early, but we're supposed to have clear sky tonight, so hopefully I'll get some good stars. Really hoping for that, because last night was cloudy, so we didn't get any stars. So we'll see. Well, welcome to Kurt's Camp Kitchen. I'm making a little bit of pesto pasta tonight. So boiling up some spaghetti on the fire. I cut it a little short, well, I broke it a little shorter, so it would fit in my small pot here. With any luck, it's not going to boil over onto the fire, but who knows at this point. Yeah, last night had quite a delicious steak. It was Braai Day and I'm a Dutchman, so had to go with steak on the fire. But tonight we're going to do pesto pasta, so I brought a jar of pesto and some fresh cherry tomatoes. So with any luck, that's going to be very tasty. Alright, so pasta's done. Got a bottle of Genovese pesto. I'm just going to throw a whole lot in there. I don't really know how much I need. So I'm just going to dig in and put a bunch. Start with that. Nice big spoonful, sporkful. And then I brought fresh cherry tomatoes. And considering I basically just had protein and carbs for the last couple days apart from my breakfast this morning, I think these will be quite welcome to the old digestion. It smells quite tasty so far. Very fresh flavor. Let's see if I need to add more pesto. I hope that's enough. Alright, here's the moment of truth. That is pretty good. I think it might take a little salt, which I have. I did salt the pasta as well. Yeah, maybe a little more pesto, a little salt, but it's pretty good. Good morning. It's very early here at Provoking Lake. I think it's about 6:30 a.m., something like that. The sun is just rising. It might be about 7. I don't know. The sun is rising behind those hills. Had a pretty good night overall. I didn't really stay up very much at all. Basically, went into my tent at like 8 or 9 and fell asleep pretty quickly because I was just so tired from yesterday's hike. It was a big one. Luckily today, I think it's like less than 5 k's back to the car, 4 point something, from what I saw on All Trails. So I hope that's accurate because I'm not in the mood for a huge hike today. Legs and butt are pretty sore from packing all my stuff around. Looks like my bear hang is good. Nothing touched it. Yeah, just a spectacularly pretty place here. And a lovely view to wake up to. Morning again. Got some coffee. So done all my things this morning. Just having a bit of coffee. Then I'm going to make some oats and have some breakfast, pack up and get going. Just thought I'd do a little summary sort of reflection bit this morning while I have my coffee. Yeah, so I'm here on pretty much the last weekend of September, I think. So really turned out to be a wonderful weekend to come. Weather was a little bit cold on Friday, but not too bad. I mean on Thursday, but not too bad overall. Weather yesterday was really warm actually. I was sweating buckets on the hike out here. I think also because it rained quite a lot on Thursday. Not hard, but just for quite a long time. So I think it was just adding to the humidity and the bogginess of the trail in places, but still not nearly as bad as the first hike I did in Algonquin. That was like crazy bogs. Here it was pretty chilled, and I think there were quite a few, tracks around the bogs already that people had found out. I got bitten to hell by mosquitoes though yesterday while walking. Haven't really had any bugs at camp, which is fantastic. Really positive part of coming at this time of year. And it hasn't been too cold. Haven't been freezing. I mean, I'm still wearing my shorts and pluckies even now, although you might just say that's because I'm a Dutchman, and that's fair. But yeah, it's been good. The trail yesterday was a bit tough. Generally this trail is not super hectic all the time, but there are some very steep up and down hills here and there. It's been very pretty with the leaves, a lot of evergreens around, but then there's also a lot of birch and I don't know, all the different kinds of various trees, maples and oaks and things. So there's a lot of trees which are turning nice and orange and red. Very pretty trail. I was only paying attention to it about half the way yesterday, and then I just was trying to make it to camp. I was just getting so sore and tired, and sweating so much. But yeah, overall it's been a good experience. It's been a lot of fun. Very different to be here alone. There's no one to help you out with camp tasks, so you got to do everything. But that kind of makes me give in to my inner laziness a little bit. If I just don't feel like doing something, I'm just like, I'm just not going to do that. Yeah, luckily managed to find dead standing trees. Well, on Thursday I found a blowdown tree, but it was quite far from my campsite. I think because it's close to the end of the season, a lot of people have just cleared out a lot of the wood that's nearby. Luckily here at this campsite, I think this one is a little less popular, is the feeling I get. And I found a dead standing tree just back there in the woods, not very far from the campsite,
Honestly, if I didn't find that, I probably would have made my pasta last night just on my stove, because my feet are just so sore. I didn't want to put on real shoes to go looking for firewood. Yeah, but overall it was pretty good. Really, really beautiful lake, beautiful views. The full foliage is wonderful. It's really made it this hike fantastic. So if you've enjoyed this video, please give it a like. If you have any feedback for us, if you'd like to see us do something different, please leave a comment, and please subscribe. If you want to see more of these videos. So I thought I would just show you guys my food and trash system real quick for anyone who's interested. So I have these 2 Dyneema bags that happen to be from Z-Packs. I know it's probably unnecessary for the kind of camping I do, but I like to reduce my weight as much as is reasonable. And they're very tough and water resistant, so that works well. So my trash bag is just I think it's a large or something like that, food bag. And then inside it I just have a big Ziploc bag with all my trash in it, just to make sure this bag kind of stays clean as much as is reasonable, and it kind of keeps the smell in a little better as well. And then for my food bag, another one of these, and I got this as part of a Z-Packs bear hanging kit with a bunch of what they call Z-line, which is like very thin Dyneema rope. It's very strong and very lightweight, and it works really well. It slips quite nicely over the trees as well. It doesn't really cause any damage. If you're interested, if you want to see a full-on gear video with all of my stuff, leave a comment. Okay, got camp packed up, ready to go. It's a beautiful morning, no rain, not much clouds. I think it should be a lovely walk back to the car. Yeah, it's a great campsite, very nice view. Water access is a little steep, but otherwise good. Well, I think the wind is shaking the tree that the camera is attached to right now. I haven't done much filming while hiking because the shoulder mount for the GoPro here is not working. I think the thread is stripped. It was very cheap, so I suppose it's to be expected. So I probably won't film much while walking today either, unless I find something particularly interesting. We'll have a look. Oh, Algonquin really is a magical, magical place. A beautiful fall hike.